Jeffree Star says he's suing the media and we need to talk about it.
Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in for another video. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Shelby. I'm the crazy cat lady of the drama community here on YouTube. I bring you the tea 7 days a week with the help of my investigative research team, Mr. and Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty is the brains around here and Mr. Kitty is the face, which sometimes means that he brings us a little bit of clickbait. It's easy to forgive him because he's so cute. So if you like cats and you like tea, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget that all Shelby Bells ring the bell.
There is a lot going on right now, and I have a lot to say about this subject, about Jeffree Star and this whole situation where he made comments about the non-binary community. Before we get into all of that, I'm gonna catch you up because I haven't made a full video on this. So I just want to roll for you the clips of him talking about the non-binary community on this podcast. So roll it.
Okay guys, so as you can see from this blank receipt, I actually am not able to provide the clip here for you. I actually made this entire video, uploaded it to YouTube, and got a copyright thing where I was not going to be able to be monetized on this video because I guess the podcast is copyrighted, so I cannot use that clip. I am so sorry, but it's out there. Other people have put it up, or you can just watch it on the podcast if you want to see it. It's on Twitter too. Also, I want to take a second to say that I realized that in the little quick intro that I made in this video, I said I was going to be talking about Jeffree Star and the media, and that really isn't exactly what is going to be discussed in this video. It's mainly going to be my opinions and thoughts on what he said in the podcast, and the video just kind of took a left turn and everything, so I'll make a separate video on him suing the media, quote unquote, but this video is mainly just going to be talking about how I feel about what he said. So okay, sorry about the clip, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Okay, that's important to share with you guys just for context. Mr. Kitty, don't do that, baby. Sorry, parenting. It's just important for context for what we're about to talk about. So that clip of him has blown up. There is a lot. Jeffree Star is a very polarizing person. When he makes a statement, when he does something, it has been known to just make the internet go into an uproar. There are a lot of people that understand what Jeffree is saying and that are on Jeffree Star's side with this, and there are a large number of people that are not on the same page with Jeffree on this, think it's offensive, think it's bad. I am going to give my opinion on this whole thing. And I want to start off by really saying that if you're new to my channel, or if you watch my channel but maybe you don't know a whole lot about me, one thing I will preface all of the comments and opinions I'm going to make on this matter in this video with is that I am a big supporter of the LGBTQ community. I consider myself very connected to the LGBTQ community because I think literally all of my closest friends, if not 99% of them, are a part of that community. Mainly gay men, but I have been close to trans people in the past. I have been close to bisexual people, lesbians, and I have been closely tied in with this community for a while, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for people within this community. I am an ally, I am a supporter, and I am a loud supporter of it, okay? That being said, I don't necessarily understand all aspects of these different types of people. I don't understand a lot of what makes a non-binary person non-binary. That does not mean that I do not accept it or that I do not respect it. It just means that I don't necessarily understand it or can't really make 1 + 1 = 2 in my mind on how that works, because I am a woman who presents as a woman, right? And that is who I am and how I feel. I just have trouble understanding how someone can wake up one day and they might feel this one day and they feel that the next day, and that person has every single right in the world to feel that way, right? I just cannot personally understand how that would work in my brain because my brain is not wired that way. But it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. So before I get into any of this whole thing that I want to talk about, I want to preface that by saying that because it is a sensitive subject and I don't want what I'm saying to come across as insensitive or not caring or like whatever. Maybe I can't understand it, but I respect it. It's hard to say that Jeffree didn't know what he was doing when he made this comment and didn't know the kind of backlash he was going to get, because I really kind of think that he knew what a statement like that was going to do. When you come out with statements like that as a large public figure like Jeffree Star, there is going to be a lot of noise surrounding it. I think an overall picture of Jeffree Star in 2023, what we've been seeing so far from him, is I think that he really is trying to make a more of a, bounce back in social media. He's trying to increase his relevancy and all of that. And he knows the way to do that is by stirring up a scene, by causing controversy, by saying things, right? Now, the way that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't believe that he thinks what he said. I do think he believes what he said in this podcast. I do kind of think that people might be taking this to a big extreme with this whole thing. I think people sometimes, because of Jeffree Star's past and because of the things he's done in his past, and you have every right to because he's done some pretty crappy things in the past, I think that people take what he says and they run with it and they create the narratives, they create the Ow, Mr. Kitty. They create the narratives, they create the drama, they create all of the things because it's Jeffree Star and they know that, his name pulls views, right? And Mr. Kitty, I cannot even begin to focus on this video while you're sitting here in my lap like this. It's really hard to do it, babe. It really is. Mr. Kitty, it really is. Ow! Where the media lost me and where people have lost me is when they're starting to call Jeffree Star transphobic, when they're starting to call him all of these different things and all that. I don't even know if this is how it works. Mr. Kitty, please get your... Oh my God, he's trying to love on me and he's putting his paw on my leg and I'm wearing leggings and like his claws like going into my leg and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I don't even know if it works like this, but it's because you say that you don't understand or whatever he said. This, I'm not going to directly quote him because I can't right now, but what he said about non-binary people, would that make you transphobic for saying that? Because some people on the internet and the media outlets are, stop it, Mr. Kitty, please, baby. I'm trying to film and you're rubbing your cold nose all over me, baby, and I can't focus when you do that. You guys, Mr. Kitty, he just wants to be seen. He's an attention whore is all he is. And little Miss is right here, but you can't even see her. Oh, you can kind of. She's right here. Miss Kitty's right here, but she's just not even causing a ruckus. She's just sitting there. Mr. Kitty, can you just sit there for a minute while I film, baby? You can chime in your opinions if you like to. The people love your opinions, baby. We'd love to hear from you if you have anything to say. Mr. Kitty, you have anything to say? No, you just want to sit there and make biscuits on the chair? So, because some of the media outlets, I feel like were calling him transphobic and just people on social media and Twitter and stuff. And is that even the same thing? I don't think that's the same thing. Am I right or wrong about that? I don't feel like it's the same thing. And Jeffree, first of all, Jeffree's an androgynous man. Okay, you're taking these comments so literally and seriously from someone who wears wigs, makeup, heels, and dresses all the time, who identifies as a man. I feel like it goes without saying, or at least it should, that he is pretty open and accepting of the LGBTQ community and everything that it entails. Okay, now I think what he was trying to say is that people keep inventing terms. Okay, and I'll give you an example that I feel is relatively not controversial because I feel like it's odd. Okay, and that is, there was this girl on Twitter and she was saying that she was in a romantic relationship with her dog, a romantic and, that kind of a relationship with her dog, her canine, okay? And she called herself trans canine, okay? And I feel like what Jeffree Star was trying to get at was that stuff like that is just freaking, it's just, that's animal abuse, okay? That's animal abuse. That's not like normal. Like, that person has something going on up here. They need to get help for it, because that's not good. That's not right. Okay? And I feel like that is the kind of thing that Jeffree Star was referring to. That's my opinion. Now, whether that was worded correctly, or whether that was phrased right, or whether he said that and whether it came off the way he intended, I don't know. That's up for debate and up to the individual person to decide, okay? But what I do believe is, I do believe that Jeffree Star does not have a hateful bone in his body for the LGBTQ community or non-binary people. I feel like he accepts them, but maybe doesn't understand them, as I was saying about myself, right? But I feel like he was talking about those other things, the things that people keep making up and saying that they're this and that, and they're creating words for and stuff. And I get that, right? I understand where that's coming from. Now, that's not to say that he is not accepting of it, but maybe he doesn't understand it. And I will say that one thing that he did say in the podcast that did rub me the wrong way was he was saying, you're a man or you're a woman or whatever. And I feel like that comes from a lack of understanding, and I didn't love that part of of what he said, because like I said, I don't understand what it would be like to be non-binary, but it doesn't mean I don't accept it or respect it. So I would never go out there and flat off say you're either a man or a woman or whatever, because non-binary people do identify as either or they or both or whatever it is, okay? And just because, and I feel like him saying that was just him not understanding. I feel like him saying that was just him not understanding what it is, and then coming across pretty harshly. And Jeffree Star, if you know anything about Jeffree Star, he is not someone who comes across very soft with his words. He is a very polarizing figure. He comes off very strong, and he's not known for his delicacy when he says things at all. He's known for being abrasive and to the point and blunt. So I don't necessarily agree with how he worded things or even some of the things he said, but I will say the overall intent behind it was not to necessarily cause harm or to, to be malicious in any way. I do not feel. Now, you guys are entitled to your opinion on that, and I'm welcome to hearing all of the opinions on this in the comment section down below, because it has to do with LGBTQ people and, their freedom of expression to be who they are, and, all of that. I do feel pretty strongly about this. But again, just because I'm a huge supporter and an ally of this stuff, I am a cisgendered straight woman. I am not fully inside of this community because I am not necessarily, I don't think like that. My brain is not wired that way, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect it and honor it and accept it. So educate me if I need to be educated in the comment section down below, and let me know what you think about this. Let's try to be not hateful or whatever to any marginalized groups of people. I would really appreciate that. And aside from that, it's gonna be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember that all Shelby bells ring the bell. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, YouTube should be suggesting a couple more down here for you to choose from, so I'd love it if you did that. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.